Hi, it's Nicole with Senior Yoga in the Upstate. Today is day 3 of our Thanksgiving yoga video series, and today we're going to have chair class. Yay! If you haven't tried chair class before, stick around because this is great. You're going to get a fantastic stretch. And if you're thinking that I forgot you because you usually come to chair class, not to worry, I'm thinking of you. We're going to be in the chair and we're going to do a little bit standing as well. So we want to have a good chair. I recommend a straight back chair, but whatever you've got handy at home, it's all good. Just go ahead and get your chair and take your shoes off. You're at home, it's okay. Take your shoes off and we're going to stretch those toes and we're going to do some breathing. So stay around, we're going to get moving. So we're going to go ahead and start out by sitting in your chair. Comfortable spot in the chair, and we'll start with some breathing. Lengthening up from the sitting bones and the hip bones. Let's bring one hand up onto the chest, up here close to your heart. Bring the other hand down to the belly, just below the ribs. You want to really notice how the body moves with the breath. With the inhale, let the belly balloon into the hand, relaxing the stomach muscles. Noticing as the shoulders and chest move up, rise, and expand as you inhale. And then with the exhale, we're letting the shoulders and chest come down. And we want to engage the belly, pull the belly back, pulling the navel toward the spine so you're emptying the lungs completely out with the exhale. Breathing deeply as you can in and out through the nose. Maybe noticing the breath deepen a little bit with each round. Slowing the breath down a little, lengthening the breath. Letting the mind become a little bit quieter here. And just a couple more deep breaths. And then release the hands down to the legs, relaxing the arms, relaxing the shoulders. And we're going to go right to a rotating spine twist. So I like to come a little bit forward in the chair. So you have a little space there behind you, so you're not right up against the back of the chair. Lengthening up from the sitting bones, and you're going to mirror what I'm doing. So I'm going to say your left and your right, and we'll be going in the same direction. Lengthening up through the spine. We're going to bring the arms forward, reaching as high as you comfortably can. With an exhale, twist over to your right side. So we're rotating, reaching the arms to the right, letting that left arm come over. Bring the hand down to the right leg, holding it there. The right arm comes all the way around to the back as far as you comfortably can, letting the arm come down and resting it on the chair. Or maybe you're holding on to the side of the chair. Or maybe the hand is coming to the seat of the chair, whichever feels best for your shoulder and your arm. And then finally, you turn the head. This time we're going to the right, as far as comfortable for your neck. So we're twisting from the tailbone all the way up through the spine. Be sure you're not over twisting though. With an inhale, unwind, coming forward, lift, lengthen, reaching the arms as high as comfortable. With an exhale, twist to your left side. This time we're reaching the right hand across the body, bring it down to the left leg. The left arm comes to the back as far as comfortable for this shoulder, letting the arm rest on the top of the chair. Or maybe you want to hold on to the side of the chair, or the hand might be coming down to the seat of the chair. Turn the head over to your left, as far as comfortable on this side of the neck. Make sure you're not over twisting. We're getting a nice stretch for the spine. We're breathing. With an inhale, unwind, forward lift, lengthen. Exhale, twist to your right. Inhale, come forward and up. Exhale, twist to your left. Inhale, forward and up. Exhale, right. Inhale, forward and up. Exhale, left. Inhale, forward, lift up. Exhale to the right. Inhale, forward and up. Exhale to the left. Coming forward, lift, lengthen, reaching toward the ceiling, and hold there. Let the arms float down. And relax the shoulders. Being sure you're still seated comfortably in your chair. We're going to do some shoulder rolls here. Lifting the shoulders up toward the ears, roll the shoulders back and down. Up, back, and down. Small circles, big circles, doesn't matter. We just want to get a little movement here for the shoulders. Working out kinks and tightness. Just getting those shoulders moving a little bit. Good for the body to get some movement. Keep breathing. With your next lift, bring the shoulders up, then roll them forward and down. We're tilting the hips back a little bit, getting a little bit of rounding at the low back, up to the middle back, and the upper back. Maybe letting the head fall forward as the shoulders roll down, just including the neck and the rounding if you like. Just what feels best here for you. And then we'll do some shrugs. Sitting tall, lift one shoulder at a time straight up toward the ear. Up and down, side to side. A little lift or a big lift, whatever you like. Maybe you want to add a little movement here. Maybe letting the opposite elbow swing away. Keep those shrugs going. Maybe moving a little from the hips and the waist. Maybe turning the head a bit side to side, just depending how that feels for your neck. Staying here, great stuff happening. Or maybe you want to reach a little wider to the sides. Maybe reaching up and down. Maybe reaching across the body, shoulders staying straight ahead or twisting a little at the waist. Whatever feels good for you. Up and down, side to side, just stretching out through the fingers. Getting the body moving a little bit more. Working out kinks and tightness, get the blood flowing. This is a great one to do in the mornings before you even get out of bed. And we'll start letting the arms come down and pulling the arms in a little bit closer and smaller movements. Coming back in towards center and a few shrugs up and down, side to side. Relax the shoulders. And let's do some neck movements from here. Lengthening up tall. Always checking in to make sure you haven't slouched back. We want to be tall spine. So we'll go ahead and let the hands rest at the legs. And we're just going to be moving the head and the neck, keeping the spine long and tall, long and straight. Deep breath in. With your exhale, let the head drop forward, letting the chin come down toward the chest, not forcing, not pulling. Just letting the head drop forward as far as comfortable. Checking in to be sure you're not rounding your shoulders. Spine stays tall, just rounding through the back of the neck. Keep breathing. And then with an inhale, carefully lift the head up to center. With an exhale, drop the head back. We're lifting the chin toward the ceiling, toward the sky. Letting the head fall back just where it feels good for you. Don't force it. Lengthening along the front of the neck, up into the jaw, out through the chin, and check your shoulders. Try not to let them crunch up toward the back of the head. Keep breathing. And then carefully lift the head to center. Deep breath here. Inhale. With your exhale, turn the head to your left side. Turning the head to the side as far as comfortable for the neck. A little bit of twist here, so don't force it. Keep the lift through the collarbone, the shoulders relaxed. And then inhale, carefully bring the head forward to center. Exhale, turn the head to the other side. Bringing the chin toward this shoulder. Spine tall, shoulders down. Breathing. With an inhale, come forward to center. With the exhale, let's tilt the head. We're just moving the head, just kind of tilting it to one side. Whichever side you want to start with, it's all good. We're going to let the ear come over toward the shoulder. And imagine that shoulder is dropping away and the elbow is very loose. So you're getting a little stretch here from the shoulder up to the ear. Keep breathing. With an inhale, lift up to center. Exhale, tilt the head to the other side. Check in with that shoulder. Don't let it jump up. Let that shoulder drop down. Relax the shoulder. Relax the elbow. Try not to let the body, the torso here relax too much though. We want to keep the spine tall. Just tilting the head. A little stretch from shoulder to ear. And then carefully lift the head up to center. With an exhale, let the head fall forward again. Chin coming toward the chest. Maybe finding just a little bit more space, a little more room to fold forward this time. Don't round those shoulders though. Let them drop down the back. With an inhale, lift up to center. Exhale, let the head drop to the back. Lift the chin as high as you can, reaching all the way out through the chin. And then carefully lift the head to center. Good job. Relaxing the arms, the shoulders, and we're going to work with some toe movements. So, comfortable spot in your chair. Let's go ahead and lift up your right foot as high as you comfortably can today. Maybe that's just a little off the floor. Maybe all the way up to hip level. It doesn't matter. Let's point the toes forward. A little stretch from the hip, down the front of the leg, the top of the foot, out through the toes. And then press the heel. Pull the toes back toward you, flexing the ankle and the toes as you push away through the heel. Little stretch along the back of that leg. Point the toes forward and lengthen. Press the heel, push away. Point the toes. Press the heel. Relax the leg, letting the foot drop down, but not all the way. Foot staying up off the floor, up off the ground a little bit. Let's shake that leg around a bit. Just a little bit of movement here, maybe a little bounce there at the thigh. Not lifting the leg off the chair though, just sort of bouncing it around a little. Let the ankle be loose, so as you're moving the leg around, the foot gets a little movement of its own. And then lift the leg back up as high as comfortable. Let's do some ankle rolls, drawing circles in the air with the toes. Small circles, big circles, doesn't matter. And then reverse your circles, going in the opposite direction, trying to focus that movement right at the ankle, right at the joint, as much as you can. Reverse again. And one more time, reverse. Relax the leg. We're going to shake it around again. Just kind of shaking that foot out. Let that ankle be loose. Let that foot just be flapping around. And then toes. Move those toes. Wiggling and waving the toes. Any movement you like. Just get those toes all moving around. And then pull the toes in tight, tight toward the ball of the foot, making a fist with the toes. Release the toes. Let them jump out and spread them as wide as you can. Pull the toes in, squeeze them, release them, spread them wide. And one more time, pull them in, and then release. And then relax this leg, letting the foot come down, all the way down. And we'll switch over to the other leg. So we're going to lift up your left leg as high as comfortable. Just a little bit up, maybe all the way up, whatever you like here. And we're going to point the toes forward, lengthening all the way out from the hip, the front of the leg, top of the foot, out through the toes, stretching wide, long, and then press the heel, pull the toes toward you, flexing the ankle, flexing the toes, pushing away through the heel. Point the toes forward and lengthen. Press the heel, push away. Point the toes and press the heel. We're going to relax this leg a bit. Let the foot come down, let the leg come down. And we're going to shake that leg around a little here. Just a little bit of movement. Shaking the leg. Let the ankle be loose. Let that foot fly around a little here. And then ankle rolls, drawing circles in the air. Small circles, big circles, whatever you like today. Whatever feels best for this ankle. Reverse your circle. Reverse again. Some movement here. And one more time, reverse. And relax that leg, letting the foot drop, but not all the way. We're shaking the leg around again. Just kind of jiggle and wiggle that leg around. Let the ankle be loose so the movement of the leg shakes that foot around. And then toes, move your toes any way you like. Wiggle them, wave them, doesn't matter. And then squeeze the toes tightly as you can, squeezing them in toward the ball of the foot. Release the toes, let them jump out wide. Pull the toes in tightly and squeeze. Release the toes, stretching them wide. Pull the toes in. Release. And relax the foot. Shake it out a little bit again, and then all the way down to the ground. From here, let's go to cat pose. Yes, we can do cat pose in the chair, and it's going to give us some really nice forward and back arching for the spine. Okay, for cat pose, we want to come out toward the front end of your chair. So we want lots of space here behind. We're going to be able to really get some good arching that way. For cat, we're going to start out, we've got the feet flat on the ground with the hands resting on the legs, up here by the knees. And we're going to keep the hands here throughout. And we just want a light touch, so we're not holding on real tight or anything. We'll keep the hands here, spine tall to start. With an inhale, we want to tilt the hips forward, so we're getting that little low back arch. Push the belly and the ribs forward, lifting up. Imagine that stretch starting at your hip bone, coming forward through the belly, through the ribs, up to the collarbone, and then lift the chin as high as you can comfortably toward the ceiling. Pulling your shoulders back. Keep those fingers right there at the knees. This is our inhale. We get a nice arch forward. With the exhale, tilt the hips back. We're rolling to the back of the sitting bones. I want to really push the spine out behind as far as you comfortably can today. So we're getting that rounding that starts at the tailbone, through the middle and the upper back, and then rounding forward through the neck and the head. Let the head drop as far as comfortable. We're keeping those fingers still by the knees so the arms are really long. With an inhale, lift the body up, tilt the hips forward, push the ribs out, lift the chin, pull the shoulders back. With the exhale, roll back, rounding all along the spine, letting the head drop down. With the inhale, lift up, tilt the hips, ribs out, chin up, shoulders back. Exhale, rolling back, rounding the spine, let the head drop down. Inhale, lifting up, tall, tilt the hips, ribs out, chin up, and shoulders back. Last one, roll back with the exhale. Push the back away as far as you can this time, rounding all the way up through the neck. With your next inhale, lift up to a neutral spot. Relax the shoulders. Cat is one of my absolute favorites. So from here, we're going to lift up to standing. And we're just going to do this in one big oomph. How's that? One big oomph. We're going to be out here at the edge of the chair. Feet are flat on the ground. Let's go ahead and pull the feet in a little bit. So we have the knees out over the toes. A little bit of an angle from the knees back to the heel. Lifting, lengthening up through the torso. We're going to use the arms to help us. We're going to swing those arms back as far as you comfortably can. With an exhale, swing them forward with as much oomph, as much effort as you can. One of the arms really heavy and really swoosh those arms forward. And as you do that, let the body just pop out of your chair into a squat. Nice deep breath. With the inhale, let's do this. Pull the arms back. Coming forward, lift up to a squatting pose. This is chair pose. Strengthening all of those muscles in the thighs, in the belly, in the buttocks, reaching forward through the arms and the fingers. Holding here just for a moment. Let's breathe in now. With your exhale, start straightening the knees and coming all the way up to standing. Okay, so here we are at the back of the chair. Carefully walk around to be right behind your chair. And we want to be centered behind your chair, leaving a little space between the body and the chair, but close enough you can touch the chair. The feet are a bit apart, so they're not right together. Little space here. Toes point forward. Spine tall. Tailbone just slightly tucked under. With an inhale, reach your arms forward and up as high as you comfortably can. With an exhale, bend the knees. Start pushing the hips back, folding into a half bend. Now we're kind of hanging out over the chair. We're going to go ahead and bring the hands onto the top of your chair. And then step your right leg straight back, as far back as you comfortably can. And we're going to bring the foot down flat to the floor. And the toes turn to the side, just a little bit, not straight out to the side, but just a little open, a little bit of an angle here. Bending your front knee, this foot is still flat, bending the front knee so the knee is straight up over the ankle. And we have a nice wide stance here. And then we're going to lift up from the hips. So just lifting the torso, the shoulders, the chest up. This is going to pull you away from your chair a little bit. Feel free to pull it in closer if you like. We want to check in with the hips here. Keeping that back hip forward as much as you can. Try not to let it roll out. We're pulling the hips forward, keeping the front knee over the ankle. The hands can be at the chair if you like. Maybe the hands are at the hips. Maybe you've got one hand in either spot. Whatever feels best for you today. Staying there where you are. Great stuff happening for the legs, for the core, the belly, and the buttocks. We're working those muscles, lengthening through the spine. If you like, you can add the arms. What we do is bring the hands together at the heart. And then with an exhale, lengthen the arms up, interlacing all but the index fingers, which I know you can't see. Sorry about that. Shoulders drop down, pushing the ribs forward. Spine stays tall. Press firmly into both feet. Keep breathing. Nice, deep breath. And then carefully let the hands float down and bring the hands over to your chair. We're going to lengthen, straighten that front knee a little. Let's go to pyramid pose. We're lengthening forward to a half bend. Just kind of hanging out here for a moment. Hands stay on the top of the chair, lengthening that front leg, but not locking the knee, pushing the hips back, looking straight down. Nice big breath. And then bend your front knee a little bit again. And we're lifting up just a little bit, still kind of leaning toward your chair. We're going to go ahead and pull the back foot up. And we're back at our starting spot. And we're going to go do the other side. Feet are about hip width apart. Spine tall. Lengthening through the torso. Close enough to touch the chair, but not leaning the body on the chair. With an inhale, reach forward, reach up as high as comfortable. With the exhale, bend the knees. Push the hips back, folding into a half bend. Hands to the top of the chair. This time, step your left leg back. Nice big step behind. Bring the foot down flat onto the floor. Toes are turned out to the side, to the left side a little bit. We want to bend the front knee so it's straight over the ankle. And then lifting up from the hips, spine tall. Try not to straighten that knee as you're lifting up. We're keeping the knee bent over the ankle. You may have pulled away from the chair a little bit and you can't touch it. Feel free to pull that chair closer to you. We want to check the hips. So that left hip is going to roll out a little. Make sure you're pulling your hips forward as much as you can comfortably. The hands can be right here at the chair, holding, steadying you. Just a light touch maybe. Maybe the hands are at the hips, lifting through the collarbone. Maybe you've got one hand in either spot today. So whatever feels best for you. Staying there where you are, great things happening right here, or perhaps bringing the hands together at the heart, and then with an exhale, lengthening the arms, reaching overhead, interlacing all but the index fingers. Shoulders drop down, pushing the belly, the ribs forward, maybe pulling the shoulders back just a little more. Don't force it. Coming to warrior one. Keep breathing deeply as you can. And then let the hands float down to the heart. Bring the hands to the chair, leaning in a little bit. We're going to lengthen and straighten the right leg, the front leg, pushing the hips back as much as you can, folding to a half bend. Spine about parallel to the floor, looking straight down. Long spine, long right leg, pushing away through the hips. Don't lock your knee. Little give, little looseness there. And breathe. And then bringing the hands to the top of the chair if you've moved them. Bend that front knee a little bit, lifting a little bit from the hips. We're lifting the torso just a little, leaning toward your chair, and then step the left foot up. Relax the arms, relax the shoulders. Let's go ahead and shrug them around a little bit, shaking out the fingers a little bit, maybe swaying the arms a little bit. And then let's close the eyes for a breath, noticing how the body feels. Taking a deep breath and a complete exhale. Gently open up the eyes. We're going to go ahead and step back around to the front of your chair, carefully, mindfully, stepping around, and have a seat. All right, we've come back down to have a seat in the chair, carefully seated in the chair. And we're going to come to a comfortable spot up against the back if you like. We're going to cool down with hand massage and then go to relaxation. So we're going to bring one hand into the other, and it doesn't matter which one first. One hand into the other, and we're going to use the thumb to make some circles in the palm. Any pressure that feels good for you. Just going to go around the palm, a little bit of massage here, all the way out to the edges of the hand and the base of the fingers and the fingers. Index finger through little finger, going over each knuckle, up to the very tip of each finger. And then the spaces in between these fingers. Coming to the space between the thumb and the index finger. And then the thumb needs some attention to the top and down to the base of the thumb, the heel of the hand, and the wrist. You want to go all the way around the wrist, just a light, gentle pressure. And then gently working up the arm, lightly massaging to your elbow. Once you get to your elbow, let the hand come to the opposite shoulder. Let the arm rest against the body a bit. And let's come in around this elbow. And then working up toward your shoulder. Across the top of the shoulder. Maybe turning the head, getting the side of the neck here. And then back out and down. And once you get to your elbow, we're going to let this hand drop down, palm facing up. Work along the inside of your arm a little bit. And then with a light touch, let's sweep this arm away. From the shoulder or the ear or the top of the head, we're sweeping out aches and pains and tiredness in the body. Sweeping it all away. Switching over to the other side. Let's bring this hand in and use the thumb to make some circles in the palm. Noticing how maybe this hand feels different than the other hand did, different pressure needed. Noticing different tight spots or tender areas. All the way around the palm, to the edges of the hand, to the base of the fingers, index finger through little finger, massaging over each knuckle to the very tip of each finger and the spaces in between the fingers. The space between the thumb and the index finger, and then give that thumb a little attention up to the top, down to the base of the thumb and the heel of the hand and the wrist. Let's go all the way around the wrist and then gently working up the arm. Now once you get to your elbow, let this hand come over to the opposite shoulder. Let the arm rest against the body. Getting in around that elbow. Don't bypass that joint. And then working up to your shoulder and across the top of the shoulder to the side of the neck. Maybe turning the head a little to the side. And then back out and working down. And once you get to your elbow, let the hand drop down, palm up, and we'll work along the inside of the arm a little here. And then with a light touch, sweep this arm away. This time imagine that you are sweeping away stress and worries, negative thoughts, negative feelings, sweeping them out of the mind, out of the heart, away from the body. And then from here, let's go to relaxation. Being sure you're seated comfortably in your chair. Feel free to take glasses off. We're going to let the hands rest at the legs, palms up, and let the eyes be softly closed. Focusing the mind on the rise and fall of the breath. Releasing any tension anywhere in the body. Let the shoulders drop away from the ears. Let the elbows be loose. The palms open. The fingers still. Relaxing all the way down to the soles of the feet. Let the toes be still. Picturing in your mind a beautiful meadow filled with tall wild grasses and colorful wildflowers. And the air is warm but not too hot. There's a gentle, refreshing breeze and a chorus of bird song surrounds you. The sky overhead is bright, bright blue, dotted with fluffy clouds, slowly drifting by. At the center of the meadow is a tall, tall tree with long branches spread wide, reaching up into the sky. Green leaves flutter in the breeze. At the top of the tree is a beautiful bird watching down on the meadow below, adding his song to the symphony. As the bird spreads his wings wide to take flight into the sky, a feather comes loose and floats softly on the breeze. You are the feather, rocking slightly, side to side, gliding weightlessly down, landing gently on the ground among the flowers, feeling safe and warm under the sun as you sink into the earth, letting any thought, worry, tension, or stress float away, bringing the mind back to the breath. Breathe. Breathe. Taking a few deep breaths here, starting to wiggle the toes and the fingers, maybe stretching through the arms, through the legs, moving in any way you like. And we'll close by bringing the hands together at the heart. Namaste. Thank you for joining me today for a chair yoga practice. I'll see you soon.